I had my start in Buff Bay, a small town along the coast of Portland in Jamaica. I grew up in a Christian home, a home where God was honored and where we all went to church regularly. We arose bright and early for worship, and then by 3 p.m. we're in Sunday school. We enjoyed it. There wasn't much to do in the country, and so the walks along the sea at the close of the day were entered with great joy. At the age of 11, I passed for St. Andrew High School for Girls in Kingston, St. Andrew, and attended as a boarder. There, I joined the Interschool Christian Fellowship, ISCF, where I was impressed by the girls who made a life where God was in charge seem so wonderful and beautiful. I participated in ISCF. I sang the songs. I was part and parcel of it all. My room was upstairs with a window that gave a clear view of the beautifully landscaped property. And one night in this room, as I looked out the window, the Spirit of God spoke to me through his handiwork, and I couldn't help bursting into thanksgiving. Thank you, God, for this beautiful place, for the beautiful moonlight, for the flowers downstairs, for the everything. Meanwhile, I had this feeling that I may be the only part of his glorious creation that was not in sync with him. Right there and then I said, Jesus, I hear you speaking to me. Come tonight and take charge of my life and let me be yours and yours only. Let me fit into the beauty of your creation and let me please you. Come into my life, Lord. That sense of exhilaration and joy remains with me today. I wanted to wake up all the girls. I couldn't wait for the morning to tell everybody what happened to me. I got up that morning and told the girls, guess what, girls? Something beautiful happened to me last night. Since then, I have not stopped testifying of the joy and the renewal that comes into one's life when one makes that decision to follow Jesus. After giving my life to Christ, I became more aware of the good things that were happening in the worship service. A lot of good things had been taking place, but suddenly I was more aware. It just became so much more meaningful to me. I was able to speak up more freely, even testifying to my own family. Every year, the InterVarsity Christian Fellowship hosts a meeting at Urbana to encourage university students to consider the mission field. In my second year of university, I was invited to go. I had not a penny to my name. My sister kept saying, where are you going to get the money from? I just said, he will provide. And he did. I don't even know who paid for that, but some Christian lady paid for a student to go from Jamaica. This experience marked a key moment in my walk with God as I returned home with a determination to make my life mean something for him. I had my struggles though. I had set my heart on pursuing God, but I was doing this in a world far from God. I grappled with desiring to belong in the places I was planted, to be included. I didn't want to be thought of as a prude, and yet that's exactly the reputation I received at work. You know, my colleagues would be conversing, chatting it up, having a good time, and with my arrival, quiet. But the Lord helps you through these things. In due course, you learn what is his way and what he wants from you. I also had ideas about life with God that weren't true. For example, I thought that being a Christian might be depriving me of some of those pleasures that I enjoy. In my teens, I loved music and I loved dancing. I was a live wire. That period was difficult, making choices. But God held my hand through it all, and I came to understand that I didn't have to give up my dancing, but I learned to prioritize. After a while, if I missed a party, no big thing. Those were the early days. The most significant thing in all my years of walking with the Lord has been the change he has wrought in my personality. I was always a happy, joyful kind of person, but I was always kind of self-centered. However, over the years, he has cultivated an attitude of gratitude in my heart. It can be so easy to focus on the crises of our lives. It can be so easy to focus on the bad things. But He's taught me the wisdom of stopping to listen to and think about what He's saying, even through the crises. And always, at the end of attending to His voice, is a reason for profound gratitude. I'm going through a health crisis right now, and I thought to myself that 3 years ago, when this lung thing, idiopathic fibrosis, started up, I was in the hospital on Christmas Day, and I was sure I wouldn't live to see next Christmas. 3 years have passed, and I have lived. I've had to live with the condition, and I have still continued life, and I am enjoying my life, and I'm glad to be alive. Even with the illness, God has given me a sense of well-being, and therefore, I am grateful. As I began my life in Him with gratitude, this is how I continue. I am His child. He has protected and provided for me. His presence has always been with me. The study of His Word, the practice of talking with Him daily, in the morning and in the night, have kept me attuned to His constant being with me. I love Him. He's my Redeemer. He has saved me from sin. And every time I feel judgmental, which I pray not to be, but it does happen, I have to pull myself back and say, but for God's grace, I would be doing the same thing. I would be behaving the same way. Christ, my Redeemer, is the name that comes to mind. All His ways are important, but that is the name that stands out because it was where it all began. Oh, that hymn. He took out of the miry clay what He's done for me. Oh, what He's done for me. Oh, what He's done for me. Oh, what He's done for me. I shall never forget what He's done for me. He took my feet out of the miry clay. That's what He's done for me. He took my feet out of the miry clay. I shall never forget what He's done for me.